Thank you for joining us today and for becoming a voice carrier customer. This tutorial today is to walk through the welcome packet that you will be receiving in order to help you understand and fill out the information required for us to provision your PBX. You'll be receiving this welcome packet from our order processing team. It is an Excel spreadsheet that you will be able to fill out and send back to them. But I wanted to walk through the different tabs here at the bottom of the Excel spreadsheet in order for you to understand how to properly fill this out and send it back to voice carrier so that we can get your information and your PBX set up properly. The very first page is basically a welcome page to just show you the timing, the moment that we receive your packet to the time that we want to get your phones shipped out to you and to get your service up and running. It's just an overview and gives you an idea of what is required in order for us to get your PBX up and running. The very first tab is the extensions tab. This tab is extremely important in order for us to understand the specific employees and the location of where your phones are going to be located, as well as specific information regarding E911. This section here is important for us to be able to provide our carriers the information so that if 911 is called, we have the proper location and physical address of the individuals and where that will be routed to the local emergency response team in order to service the 911 call. The very first thing is every single one of these that you see a little tab here has information specific for that cell. So if you have any question about specifically what does this mean, please look at this little cell and it'll give you information behind it in order to tell you what we're looking for. The very first thing is that we need to have an extension number. That can either be 3 to 4 digits. There are some examples here. The name or person, location, it could be the conference room or an individual. The direct dial number, that's a 10-digit number. Specifically, we don't want dashes or the dots in the DID that's placed in here. This could be a number that you're going to either port in or you're going to let us know that we want to purchase a phone number for a specific extension or individual. We can do that as well. The voicemail notification is set up for our Follow Me feature. So whenever somebody leaves you a voicemail, it will send an email to this email address. And the number that we want to be displayed on the outgoing call. That can be for the entire PBX or it can be directly for the individual employee and that DID, and DID stands for direct inward dial. So if you want that DID to be going out as the caller ID, that's the information that goes into this particular field. In the E911 section here, we wanted to give us a name of the location so that if we have multiple offices or multiple locations on your PBX, we're able to identify that very quickly in the setup guide. The physical location of the address, the city, state, pretty much straightforward information. This last cell here is extremely important for us to be able to, if you have or are purchasing multiple phones, that you give us which phone that is being purchased is going to be tied to which extension. If you have multiple phones and multiple models, we don't want to be able to program a phone for Steve Smith that was with a Panasonic device. So if you could please fill out the exact make and model of the extension, that's very relevant for us to be able to provision. The ring groups, there's self-explanatory information here at the bottom, which just talks about how your number, when it comes in, is going to route through your PBX. So if you have what's called an IVR, the IVR is basically an interactive voice response. So this is something that you would record. Welcomes to Perkins Properties. If you know your party's extension, we've all kind of seen this in multiple types of phone systems. What this basically allows us to do is to determine which ring groups you want to go to which extensions. So if you look at this little diagram, it'll give you a little overview of what is necessary in order for us to program particular ring groups. You fill in the information here, and how you want that to ring is pretty self-explanatory, again with information regarding these cells and a little more information under the little red diagrams there. The IVR messaging and recording is just the information that you're going to want to fill out to send to voice carrier, we can either have that recorded professionally for you, or you can do it yourself. Once that recording is then given to us, we have to be able to talk about exactly where you want that information to go. So if your interactive voice response says, please dial 1 or press 1 for sales, we need to understand if that's going to go into the ring group, or if that's going to go to a specific set of extensions, or if it's going to go directly into a voicemail or any other activity, depending on where you want this IVR menu to roll. Again, extension at the bottom of the file here. The fourth tab is the DID routes. This is if you want to purchase new numbers in your particular location. So we need to know exactly the quantity that you would like to purchase, the type of number. This can either be local or it can be a toll-free number. The CNOM basically is the caller ID. And again, little definition about what the CNOM is in this particular cells. You can hold the little knob here and it'll give you exact information about what you would like to do on this front. And finally, it's important that you give us either the area code and zip code, because there could be a place where you would like for us to purchase a number, but there might be local different cities within that particular area code, and we want to make sure that we're getting one that's representative of your location where your PBX is going to be located. Finally, the routing incoming calls. If we're going to be porting in some of your numbers, we just need to know where those numbers and where we want it to go and its destination. Again, pretty self-explanatory, and another diagram for you to follow in case you have any questions. Finally, the office network and broadband information that we would like to get provided from you is very important for us in order to help set up your system almost in advance of you receiving your phones. Depending on the type of equipment that you have and the type of internet service provider, we would like to make sure that your bandwidth, as well as your ability to support voice carriers' voice over IP solution, is appropriate for your particular network. These are speed tests as well as a test for VoIP ability, and we'd request that you go into here, test your bandwidth, and provide that information that is asked for here and sent back in the welcome packet. This is very important for us to be able to make sure that there is enough bandwidth to support voice carriers' solution. So this is the overview of the welcome packet. Welcome aboard. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us and the operations team, or send an email to op@voicecarrier.com. Thank you very much.